Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
It feels like fall out there this morning, and it's the start of meteorological fall. What that is and when summer tries to make a comeback to the forecast coming up.
Leadership shakeup. The interim president at St. Augustine's is stepping down as a new semester gets underway this week. How the university is responding to the departure. Plus, it's a new era at UNC. The debut of Bill Belichick as the head football coach is tonight. What fans can expect ahead of the big game. There is so much excitement on Franklin Street. I was there yesterday. Many people looking forward to tonight. But we'll get to meteorologist Chris Michaels first with a look at that game day forecast and Labor Day. Here we are, Chris.
Here we are. Yeah, lots to be excited about, and the weather is giving us a little bit more to be excited about. It's so comfortable out there this morning. Temperatures for most of us running in the 50s. South Hill at 55. Rocky Mount just got up to 60 degrees. Raleigh and Durham 57, and Southern Pines at 59 degrees. Here's a live look at Carr Lake. I'm sure it'll be pretty busy on the waterways there, especially with it being an extended weekend and a great day to be out on the lakes. Temperatures as we get closer to midday will probably be in the low to mid 70s, similar to yesterday, and high temperatures today reaching the upper 70s. So a nice comfortable feel to the air for your Labor Day. We've helped you plan that out. Now the next weather maker is a cold front, but there's some different trends as to where that's going to be, and I'll show you how that affects the upcoming weekend forecast in just a bit.
Chris, thank you. Now to this developing story we've been following. The interim president of St. Augustine's University has resigned just before the start of the school year. The school made the announcement around 10:30 last night. It says Marcus Burgess is stepping away for personal reasons. Virginis Peoples will take over as president for the time being. She's currently the interim provost and VP of Academic Affairs. Fall classes at St. Aug's get started tomorrow. Meanwhile, students are excited at UNC. Today is the day UNC Chapel Hill fans have been waiting for. The start of the Bill Belichick era for the Tar Heels, and UNC brought in the 8-time Super Bowl winner back in December to replace former head coach Mac Brown. After decades in the NFL, this will be Belichick's collegiate coaching debut. The first opponent on the schedule is TCU. WRAL will have coverage throughout the day ahead of this big game. But first, let's bring in WRAL's Allie Calabar. She is live in Chapel Hill right now for us this morning. And Allie, fans are waking up to the start of a new season.
Yes, Laura, a new season and a new setup behind me. We have a stage behind all of these tents here. That's because there's going to be a whole Chapel Thrill concert series kicking off tonight. Now, the university is also bringing back the tradition of the Old Well Walk. Bill Belichick and the team they're going to walk from the Old Well to the stadium. UNC Athletic Director Rick Steinbacher says the anticipation for Belichick's debut, it's unmatched, and they're going all out.
Hey, let's take what makes us unique. You know, Polk Place, the Bell Tower, the amphitheater out in front of the football centers. Let's do something bigger and better on those. And then to have Coach Belichick and the team get off at the Old Well and walk through all of Chapel Thrill.
Yep, a lot of events today, but the team, they're going to start that Old Well Walk around 5:30 p.m. The Chapel Thrill concert series kicks off with country music star and former Carolina football player Chase Rice at Polk Place. That's right here tonight at 6 p.m. Live in Chapel Hill, Allie Calabar, WRAL News.
Allie, thank you. Meanwhile, business owners and fans have been getting ready for the big day for months now. Local businesses along Franklin Street have been gearing up for the extra boost. And restaurants like Sup Dogs are prepared to be even busier than usual. And merch stores like Shrunken Head have been creating that new Bill gear, or Chapel Bill gear that is, in anticipation of his debut.
You know, I think it's going to drive a lot of business here. I think Chapel Hill is already doing really great, but the fact that Bill is here, it's going to make it even better.
I think it really empowers small businesses to be able to kind of remind us like why we're here, kind of what we add to the UNC landscape.
WRAL will have complete team coverage of Coach Belichick's first game tonight at UNC across all platforms. And still ahead in about 10 minutes, we'll check in with WRAL's Pat Welter about how the team is getting ready for the big game. Now to this right now. Firefighters in Cumberland County are working to put out a house fire. This is happening in Linden. The West Area Fire Department says part of Ramsey Street is closed as the crews work. It is asking people to avoid the area. 50 people are out of their homes this morning because of a large fire that you see here at an apartment complex in Wayne County. The fire happened yesterday afternoon in the Rosewood community off of Highway 70. 3 people were sent to the hospital. WRAL spoke with people who are now left with only what they could grab before escaping the fire. Despite the fire taking so much from so many people, many are remaining hopeful.
We should be more grateful for the things that we have, because you can lose everything from one moment to another moment.
Devastated, but I'm trusting God 100%. Trusting God.
Trusting God. Well, the Red Cross was on the scene helping people who lost their homes. Investigators haven't said what caused this fire. This morning, Durham police say a man suffered life-threatening injuries in a shooting. Police gave us an update at about 7:30 about a shooting that happened at around 3:30 yesterday morning on Westgate Drive. Officers who responded say that they've learned the man had been taken to the hospital in a car. They say the man was shot in the neck. There's no word on his condition this morning or whether police have any suspects. Caught on video, this is incredible video. A former Enlow High School football star who's now in college at West Point helped rescue a man from a crashed car just before it burst into flames. Check it out.
No, Larry! Come on! Come on, get him out! That's it!
That certainly just takes your breath away. Now, this happened in Fort Montgomery, New York, early yesterday morning. 20-year-old Larry Pickett Jr. ran towards the car after it crashed. He helped pull the disoriented man from the car, which caught fire seconds later. We spoke with Pickett's father about what happened, and he says helping people is second nature for his son.
I remember right before we brought him to West Point, he actually chased down somebody that was shoplifting from a store in Raleigh. And it was like, LJ, that's dangerous. Like, you don't know what he could have had on him. It's just his instinct to be there and to help people. And obviously his training at West Point, he did mention that. He said that he remembered, some of his training at West Point. But no, he did not flinch. He didn't delay. He sprung right into action.
His father says he doesn't know how the man who crashed that car is doing, but it didn't appear that his injuries were serious. West Point responded to the video saying it is proud of Pickett's heroic actions. Now to breaking news overseas. Around 800 people are dead and at least 2,500 hurt after an earthquake in Afghanistan. The earthquake was centered in a remote mountainous area. The Afghan Public Health Ministry says it will take time to get exact information about the number of victims. The Trump administration is moving forward with plans for a major immigration operation in Chicago. That's despite pushback for state and local leaders. President Donald Trump called on Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker to address crime in Chicago, or else the federal government will get involved. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson signed an executive order that pushes back against the crackdown. Sources say the operation could start within the next few days and may include National Guard troops. The Trump administration is also considering immigration operations in Boston. Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani is recovering after he was hurt in a car crash. A spokesperson says Giuliani's car was hit from behind by a speeding vehicle in New Hampshire. The spokesperson says that he was flagged down shortly before the crash by a woman who said that she was involved in a domestic violence incident. When police arrived to help the woman, Giuliani left. Soon after his car was hit, he suffered a broken bone in his back and injuries to his arm and leg. Well, it is the unofficial farewell to summer. Labor Day's here, and government offices and banks will be closed today in observance of the federal holiday. That includes the post office. The U.S. stock market will not be trading, and plenty of stores will still be open, though. Some will even be offering holiday sales. You can go to WRAL.com for a complete list.
And right now in the WRAL Live Center, it is a big travel weekend, and today is the day when a lot of folks will be flying home. Let's take a look at RDU right now. 11 delays right now. Not huge, but one cancellation out at RDU. And if we take a look at the misery map, nationally, Dallas-Fort Worth seeing the most delays right now, 20 delays. Chicago second with 14 delays, and Charlotte Airport is seeing 14 delays right now. We'll continue to track this for you throughout the morning news on WRAL Live Center.
Renee, thank you. The days of Power School are over for North Carolina public schools, and now school districts say thousands of parents still need to sign up for the state's new student data management service, which is called Infinite Campus. The app helps parents keep tabs on things like their child's academics and course schedules. The Infinite Campus system offers more information than Power School did. WRAL Education Insider Emily Walkenhorst says that this helps the state meet certain requirements.
This change is happening because North Carolina law now requires school systems to upgrade their data systems from what they had before. So a couple of years ago, the State Board of Education decided that Infinite Campus was the best tool for this. Now, if you use Power School, if you log in, you're not going to see anything.
Students are automatically given a campus student account, but parents don't get one. For more details on how to sign up, you can go to the education section of WRAL.com. The time now, 8:11, UNC game day. The team is gearing up for its game against TCU tonight. We'll tell you what Bill Belichick and the players are focused on as they look for a win to start the season. And mid-air crash, one person was killed after two planes ran into each other. What we know about the passengers involved. Chris?
And today is the unofficial start to, or unofficial end to summer. And well, August didn't feel like it. It was our coolest since 1992. But summer does try to make a comeback. I'll show you when and how that's happening coming up. .14 this morning, lots of sunshine over Fenton and Cary, where temperatures are currently starting out in the 50s. You'll love to see all that sunshine because throughout the month of September, we lose quite a bit. We're at about 13 hours now. We're less than 12 hours at the end of the month, losing an average of 2 minutes, 8 seconds per day. Now, plenty of sunshine today. Temperatures in Durham 77, Raleigh 79 this afternoon. Fayetteville at 82, a very similar feel to the air that we had out there yesterday afternoon, and more the same heading into tomorrow and into Wednesday. Rain chances coming back on a scattered basis by Thursday. We'll show you the cold front responsible for that and the latest trends with that front, how that could affect your weekend coming up.
Chris, thank you. As fan excitement builds for the debut of Bill Belichick, he and his players have their eyes set on a victory against TCU. WRAL's Pat Welter explains how the team has prepared for this new season.
It's hard to believe they actually hired him. Even harder to believe we actually made it here. Week one, and Bill Belichick is actually going to coach North Carolina. After a lot of Jordan Hudson early, it's been a lot of football of late. Belichick running a very Bill Belichick camp. Fundamentals, players earning playing time, and even their jersey numbers. We don't know much about a roster full of 70 new players, but we do know the quarterback, Gio Lopez, Bill's diamond in the rough transfer from South Alabama. It's Monday Night Football, only it's college. It's the greatest coach of all time, and the whole sports world will be watching.
However many people are here or not here, or however many hours they talk about it on a network show or don't talk about it, is really not anything in our control. It's irrelevant to us. We're trying to focus on what we can control and what helps us win and helps us to prepare for the game. And so the rest of it is, with all due respect, just noise for us. We have to focus on our job and, let you guys do your job.
I know for me, at least, this is only my second game starting, so it's new to me, and this is college game day, main ESPN prime time. I've never been a part of something that big, but that's where you just stay where your feet are. You can't focus. Right now, we're not worried about going out there and playing. We're worried about the prep going into the game.
UNC absolutely flooded with media requests. I've heard it's standing room only for reporters, and tickets are already sold out. TCU, a 3.5-point favorite. I'd say take the Horned Frogs, but betting against Bill Belichick, not typically a smart investment.
All right, our thanks to Pat for that. Meanwhile, Belichick is just one of several changes UNC has made as it prepares for this new era of college athletics. UNC has hired an athletics director in waiting in Steve Newmark. He's a former NASCAR team executive with deep ties to Chapel Hill. He promises UNC won't be adorned with sponsor logos like a NASCAR driver, but Newmark and the Tar Heels are looking for every last bit of new revenue that they can find as their annual athletics budget approaches $200 million. Newmark will have to make some big decisions over his first 5-year contract. Like this, how to handle Belichick and the football program, renovate the Smith Center, or build a new basketball arena elsewhere, perhaps off the main campus. And should UNC look to have the Atlantic Coast Conference in the near future, or leave it, that is? For more information on Newmark and current athletics director Bubba Cunningham's new role, you can visit WRAL.com. Labor Day is often called the unofficial end to summer, and this year it falls on the start of meteorological fall. Meteorologist Chris Michaels shows us what that is and how it differs from the autumn equinox later this month. Chris.
Yeah, so it starts out with September 1st every year, and we'll get to that here in just a minute. It also shows that sharp decline in temperatures that we tend to see. Average highs today are in the 60s, or pardon me, average lows are in the 60s, average highs are in the 80s, and you see how those temperatures drop off from month to month. So that temperature trend, that definitive trend, is part of the reason why we have meteorological seasons, and it's also the consistency in keeping data. Whereas the autumnal equinox, it happens on different dates every year. This year, it's on September the 22nd. That's when the sun is directly over the equator, and you have nearly equal amounts of daylight and darkness. Now, in terms of this upcoming meteorological fall, NOAA's Climate Prediction Center is hinting at it being warmer than average, especially over the western U.S. And since 1970, there are 12 more days with above average temperatures, according to Climate Central. We've got that outlook for the fall of 2025 right now on WRAL.com. Just search Ask the Meteorologist.
Chris, thank you. A person is dead and 3 others hurt after 2 small planes collided mid-air in Colorado. This happened yesterday morning about 80 miles from Denver. The FAA says 2 people on a Cessna training plane were trying to land when it crashed into another plane. The 2 people in the Cessna only had minor injuries. A person in the second plane died at the scene. Another was taken to the hospital. We don't know how bad that person was hurt. The NTSB and FAA are investigating. A federal judge has temporarily paused the deportation of unaccompanied Guatemalan minors in U.S. custody. The Trump administration is trying to send more than 600 children back to their home country. It's believed that the children don't have parents in the U.S., but they may have relatives. The program to send them back was supposed to start yesterday. The judge paused it for at least 2 weeks. 2 firefighters are being held in an ICE detention center after being arrested while trying to battle a wildfire in Washington. Congresswoman Emily Randall says she was not allowed to see them. Officials confirmed to her that they were holding 2 people who worked for a company that was contracted to help fight the fire. They were detained last week while battling the Bear Gulch fire. The raid forced the crew to pause their work for 3 hours. The Bureau of Land Management has canceled the contract with the firefighting companies involved after a criminal investigation. The Department of Homeland Security says the 2 people in custody were not firefighters and were only there in a support role. All right, let's get another check on the forecast with meteorologist Chris Michaels. Chris, stepping out the doors this morning, it was a little chilly.
A little bit, yeah. You need that extra layer this morning and the next couple. What's interesting is that June, July were both the hottest on record, but August was the 6th coolest on record in the triangle. So that meteorological summer had a lot of ups and downs. 57 degrees, the current temperature in lots of Wake County, including areas like Zebulon, where there's plenty of sunshine, a few high-level clouds, and we'll see those mixed as we go throughout the day. Today, much like we did yesterday. Temperatures today, very similar to yesterday as well. Lewisburg and Roxborough, 77. Clinton at about 79, Fayetteville 81, Raleigh at 79, and Chapel Hill making it into the 70s this afternoon. So some great tailgate weather, and the weather for Game 1 is just perfect. UNC playing the Horned Frogs of TCU. We're looking at game time temperatures mostly in the 60s. Then out the door tomorrow morning at the bus stop, a lot of us are going to need that extra layer again. Temperatures will mostly be in the 50s again. Roxborough 51, Benson 57, and South Hill at 54 degrees. A lot of that has to do with the break in humidity that we expect to last until at least Wednesday morning. Then by Thursday and Friday, the humidity starts to come back into the mix a little bit. And a lot of that has to do with this front. Now, ahead of it, the wind comes in out of the southwest. That's some of your humidity and your moisture. So we see scattered storms on Thursday and potentially again Sunday. But what's different about this front is now a lot of the data has it farther to the west. So the upper level winds that would push it through, they're all bogged up in the Great Lakes. So we may not actually see a refreshing cool down this weekend. Initially, it looked like we would, but now actually looks like quite the opposite. That's weather for you, right? It changes day to day. So that's why we tell you to check back for updates. Temperatures 79 to 81 in the Triangle over the next 2 to 3 days. And in case you can't hear, ragweed is making a comeback in the pollen report. So that'll be the case through the next several weeks. But in terms of this week, look at high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s heading into the weekend.
We'll grab you a cup of water, Chris. Thank you. Helping veterans, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly pays a visit to North Carolina. What he says needs to be done to help the people who served our country. And dangerous food. 5 on Your Side is warning you about product recalls that could hurt you or make you sick. If you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take videos or pictures of the weather here, report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/report it.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. The time is 8:26. I'm Laura Levine. Here's meteorologist Chris Michaels with a look at your Labor Day forecast. Chris.
And it feels great out there, looks great out there. Plenty of sunshine and just some high-level cirrus clouds overhead. We'll see those mixing together from time to time as we go throughout the day today, which is similar to what we had out there yesterday. There's a live look at our Garner Tower. You might need like a long-sleeve shirt or something to that effect this morning. Won't need it this afternoon. Apex and Raleigh, 57 degrees. Garner, Knightdale, Rollsville, and Fuquay-Varina at 59. Clayton is up to about 62 degrees. High temperatures today, they're on the left-hand side of your screen. They'll be in the mid to upper 70s for the most part. Out the door tomorrow morning, that's on the right-hand side of your screen, will be in the mid to upper 50s. But summer trying to make a comeback. I'll show you some of the newest trends in the forecast data regarding this coming weekend over on Fox 50.
The interim president of St. Augustine's University has resigned just before the start of the school year. The school says Marcus Burgess is stepping away for personal reasons. Virginis Peoples will take over as president for the time being. Fall classes at St. Aug's get started tomorrow. The Bill Belichick era starts tonight at UNC Chapel Hill. UNC brought in the 8-time Super Bowl winner back in December to replace former head coach Matt Brown. After decades in the NFL, this will be Belichick's collegiate coaching debut. Tonight's game against TCU starts at 8. 50 people are out of their homes this morning because of a large fire at an apartment complex in Wayne County. It happened yesterday afternoon in the Rosewood community off of Highway 70. 3 people were sent to the hospital. The Red Cross is helping people who lost their homes. Next on Fox 50, a man has been charged after a shooting in Raleigh. And coming up on Today, tips for your end of summer clean out.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
And it feels great out there to start out our Labor Day. We'll help you make plans for the rest of the holiday weekend. And our next cold front on the way, some changes as to where that's going to be, how that affects your upcoming weekend plans coming up.
A sudden resignation. The interim president at St. Augustine's University announces he's leaving 2 days before classes start. Why the university says that he's stepping down. And a new era begins. Bill Belichick leads the Tar Heels tonight for the first game. The big event's happening on campus ahead of kickoff. A lot of updates to get to here on your Monday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Laura Levine. Let's bring in meteorologist Chris Michaels now with a look at our Labor Day forecast. Chris, it's a nice day to get some grilling done.
Definitely, yes. Spend some time outside if you can. Just take advantage of it this morning. Roxborough, Henderson, and Lewisburg at 55. Rocky Mount and Wilson at 60. Siler City now at 58 degrees. Smithfield up to 63. Irwin 59. Fayetteville at 61. Areas like Robbins and Sanford at 58 degrees. degrees. And Laura just said it. It's a great day for grilling. We've got that hourly outlook right here. Temperatures by midday in the mid-70s. And very similar to yesterday, we'll see high temperatures in the upper 70s. So if you're starting out with a hoodie or long sleeves this morning, you probably won't need them heading into the afternoon, but you'll need them again the next couple of mornings. Tuesday and Wednesday will start out 55 to 60 degrees. But this false fall, you know it's going away. Some are trying to make a comeback, and I'll show you how that's going to progress throughout the week coming up.
Looking forward to that, Chris. Thank you. New this morning, the interim president of St. Augustine's University has resigned. The university made this announcement just before 10:30 last night. The university said that Marcus Burgess is leaving the post due to personal reasons. Interim provost and vice president of academic affairs, Virginis Peoples, will serve as interim president until further notice. This comes as the university has been in a years-long fight to maintain its accreditation. Earlier this month, St. Augustine secured a preliminary injunction to reinstate their accreditation for the fall semester. Classes at St. Aug's are set to start tomorrow. Now to this breaking news. Durham police say a man suffered life-threatening injuries in a shooting. Police gave us this update at about 7:30 this morning about a shooting that happened yesterday morning on Westgate Drive. Officers who responded say that they learned the man had been taken to the hospital in a car. They say the man that was shot in the neck, and there's no word on his condition this morning or whether police have any suspects in custody. Well, today is the day UNC sports fans have been waiting for. The Bill Belichick era in Chapel Hill starts now. Excitement has been building for months since the 8-time Super Bowl winning coach took over for Mac Brown back in December. This is also Belichick's college coaching debut and his first opponent, TCU. WRAL will have team coverage on Chapel Bill's debut throughout the day. But first, let's get right over to Ali Katlabar, who's live at UNC Chapel Hill right now. Ali, there is a lot of events happening today as fans get ready for kickoff.
Yes, the university is bringing back some old traditions, and they're also starting something new. It's set up behind me, and past all of these tents right here, there's a stage. That's for the Chapel Thrill concert series that's brand new this year. The university also bringing back the tradition of the Old Well Walk. Bill Belichick and the team will walk from the Old Well all the way to the stadium. UNC Senior Associate Athletic Director Rick Steinbroker says the anticipation about Belichick's debut, it's unmatched.
Monday night, it's Bill Belichick, so much excitement, so much enthusiasm, and to be able to have his first game at Carolina in Keenan on a Monday night, which we've never done before, I can't remember anything quite like this.
Nothing quite like this. We'll have to see. We have a long lineup of events, but that Old Well Walk starts around 5:30 p.m. The Chapel Thrill concert series kicks off. It starts with country music star and former Carolina football player Chase Rice at Polk Place right here. That's at 6 p.m. Live in Chapel Hill, Ali Katlabar, WRAL News.
Ali, thank you. And WRAL will have complete team coverage of Coach Belichick's first game tonight at UNC this afternoon, leading up to the first kick and all post games information across our platforms. Stay tuned on WRAL all day. Meanwhile, right now, firefighters in Cumberland County are working to put out a house fire. This is happening in Linden. The West Area Fire Department says part of Ramsey Street is closed as the crews there work. It is asking people to avoid this area. This morning, more than 50 people are out of their homes after a fire at a Wayne County apartment complex. This happened around 2 yesterday afternoon in the Rosewood community off of Highway 70 near NC 581. Firefighters were on scene for hours monitoring those hot spots and helping neighbors. Larry Stewart told us that he didn't even have time to put on his shoes to help his daughter and dog escape their second-floor apartment. His wife was outside putting up decorations when she smelled the smoke.
When I looked up and I saw flames, I immediately took my phone out and I dialed 911. And I ran in and I told them, dial 911 behind me, and I ran. And I was telling everybody to get out, get out, get out, going to different floors, get out, it's a fire.
So 3 people were taken to the hospital, and the Red Cross is helping the people who are out of their homes at this time.
We are monitoring a desperate situation in Afghanistan after a strong earthquake killed more than 800 people and injured more than 2,500 in eastern Afghanistan. The casualty totals are mind-boggling. Here in the WRAL Live Center, we have new video to show you from the area showing you the extensive damage. The 6.0 magnitude quake was centered about 17 miles northeast of Jalalabad. Leaders have launched a massive rescue operation to help people in these affected areas. We've seen people being loaded onto stretchers and then loaded onto a helicopter. A United Nations team has been assembled in Afghanistan also to provide emergency assistance. We'll continue to monitor the situation for you in the WRAL Live Center.
We know you will, Renee. Wow, 800 people killed. Well, as some of you may be getting ready to enjoy that day off from work, don't forget a lot of places are closed today for the federal holiday. This includes government offices, banks, the post office, and the DMV, and some waste collection services like trash and recycling pickup. Some stores, including Harris Teeter, Whole Foods, Walmart, and Target, will be open. For a full list, you can head to our website, WRAL.com. A person is hurt after a shooting at a Raleigh apartment complex. This happened around 7:30 yesterday morning on East Davie Street. 35-year-old Leslie Buford is facing charges, including assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. Police say the victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. We're now learning more about a crash Friday night in Harnett County that injured 3 people, including a Dunn deputy fire chief. The head-on crash happened on US 301 near Hodges Chapel Road. Troopers say a pickup headed the opposite way crossed the center line. The truck hit a Dunn Emergency Services truck head-on. Josh Brown, a fire responder chaplain with the Highway Patrol, was riding along with responding troopers. He says he was able to keep the people in that pickup truck calm while others worked to pull them out.
And I was just able to tell that girl, hey, listen, I'm a pastor. I'm here to help you. All of these people are here to help you. And I said, we're going to get you out of here safely. And she said, you know, am I going to die? And I said, no, you're not going to die. They're going to take care of you. And, you know, her leg was broke. It was obvious. And I told her, I said, they're going to take really good care of you.
And they did. Deputy Chief Rodney Eason was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. A man and woman in the pickup truck were also taken to Wake Med. So far, no charges have been filed. All right, tonight, more than $1 billion could be yours. The jackpot is the 5th biggest ever, $1.1 billion. There hasn't been a winner of a Powerball jackpot since May. So if you win and choose the lump sum payout, you would get nearly $500 million. You can watch the drawing tonight on WRAL right before our 11 o'clock news. Starting today, non-military personnel going to Camp Lejeune will be asked to show a real ID. This change affects visitors, contractors, as well as several other people. Of course, that is a story we will continue to follow. Casco's new shopping policy will officially take effect today. Back in June, the warehouse chain introduced shopping hours exclusive to people with executive memberships. That meant other customers had to wait until after 10 to shop. The company said the policy was not followed strictly, and Costco now says its grace period is over and the hours change will be enforced from now on. Some customers are not happy with this change. As you can imagine, they say Costco is favoring its higher paying members and alternating and alienating the rest. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona paid a visit to Raleigh for a Veterans Town Hall. Attorney General Jeff Jackson joined Kelly for this event. Kelly says he wants to use the Labor Day weekend to address the needs of North Carolina's large and growing population of veterans.
Across the country, it is much worse than it was a year ago because of the actions that this administration has taken, firing employees of the Veterans Administration, the VA healthcare system. It just hurts veterans. It makes it harder for them to get appointments, to get seen. They get sicker.
And Mark Kelly was also in Raleigh to support former Governor Roy Cooper in his U.S. Senate run in 2026. Time now is 8:40. A recall report and multiple items recalled this past month, and one of them could be your morning cup of coffee. The items in your fridge or pantry that could pose a serious safety risk. Plus, monorail rescue, a dramatic rescue caught on camera at a major amusement park. How a Good Samaritan swooped in to save a child just feet away from falling. And you're taking a live look from Chapel Hill right now. It certainly feels like a start to the fall on your Labor Day. But don't count summer out just yet. Meteorologist Chris Michaels shows us when we'll usually see our last 90-degree day and if any more are on the way soon.
.844 this morning. Great shot here from Dwayne at Heiko Lake, and he was saying that the fog was lifting off the lake, which makes sense. The lake water is still pretty warm, and we were in the upper 40s in parts of Person County, so you get the fog to develop near some of our bodies of water. Right now, we're in the mid to upper 50s across the board. It feels great. It looks good out there. Plenty of sunshine, and low humidity continues throughout the day today, along with that northeast breeze that kept us comfortable yesterday. It'll do the same today with highs in the upper 70s. There's your hour-by-hour dew points. No concerns there. They'll be in the 50s, which again is pretty comfortable considering it's September the 1st, and more of the same heading to the bus stop tomorrow morning. We'll be in the upper 50s in the morning, 70s by the afternoon, but summer making a comeback. I'll show you the latest trends in the data coming up.
Chris, thank you. Drinks, food, even soap were all recalled recently for serious safety risks. 5 on your sides, Ashley Rowe shows you the products to look for and get rid of in your home.
This instant coffee may contain glass. These 8-ounce containers of Clover Valley instant coffee were sold at Dollar General stores in North Carolina in July. Dollar General is investigating the source of the glass and told customers they can get a full refund for recalled jars. Members mark freeze-dried fruit variety packs from Sam's Club are being recalled for listeria contamination. So far, no one has reported being sick. You can return those variety packs to Sam's Club for a refund. Finally, hand soap has been recalled because of potentially life-threatening bacteria. 4 different kinds of soap and skincare products made by Dermarite Industries are affected. Testing found BCC, which is a large group of bacteria that's particularly dangerous for people with weakened immune systems or chronic lung disease.
More critical recalls are coming up on WRAL News this evening, including an important safety warning involving one of the hottest toys of 2025. Ashley Rowe, 5 on your side.
The rabies virus is popping up in animals like raccoons and foxes across the country. Animal services are setting traps for rabid skunks here in Franklin County. The county's health director says they've already recorded 10 confirmed cases, double the amount from this time last year. The CDC says bites from infected animals have killed 6 people over the last year after 3 years of no reported deaths. Indiana resident Samantha Lang got a series of rabies vaccines after she noticed an unusual bite on her arm.
I had a bite on my arm that I was reacting to in a very odd way. And then when there was a bat in my apartment the next day that needed to be caught, that's when I went and sought medical attention.
Yikes. Officials say to protect yourself, avoid animals behaving strangely. If you get bit, call your local health department immediately and make sure that your pets are vaccinated and their shots are up to date. Well, there's some new concerns and confusion about who can get a COVID shot and where now that kids are back in school and cases begin to tick up. Last week, the FDA narrowed approvals for the vaccine to adults 65 and over or younger people who have an underlying health condition. The White House press secretary says the decision doesn't affect the vaccine's availability for those who want it. CVS says its locations will require a COVID vaccine prescription in 13 states, not including North Carolina, while Walgreens says it's prepared to offer the vaccine in states where they're able to do so. Well, now to this. Dramatic video shows a boy being rescued after he was found walking on a closed monorail track at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. You can see the crowd gathering less than 20 feet below, shouting toward the boy. At one point, the boy stops to look down. Seconds later, a Good Samaritan named John Sampson climbed on a nearby roof and onto the monorail to rescue this boy.
Kind of like the dad instincts kicked in, and then it was just trying to figure things out and how to get up there as fast as possible. I could feel it in him, the relief, as soon as he got into my arms, and thank goodness he came straight into my arms, and it went nice and simply in that sense.
Unreal. So at first, the boy was reported missing after becoming separated from his parents. The park says that he entered a secured area for the monorail. Well, whether you favor movies focused on fighting or feelings, David Daniel has something for you in today's Hollywood Minute.
Johnny Cage,
You have been chosen to fight. Tell me you're not some crazy fans.
Fans of Mortal Kombat will have to wait a bit longer for the next film in the franchise. Warner Brothers has pushed back the release of Mortal Kombat 2, which was originally due out this October. Carl Urban stars in the action flick, now due in IMAX and other theaters May 15th, 2026.
A really heavily steeped environment for maleness. There's no room to talk about feeling, no room to talk about sexual identity.
There was this tone of, I gotta prove that I'm a man.
They attended an elite all-male prep school in the late 60s and early 70s. Nearly 50 years later, during COVID, they reconnected over Zoom and opened up to each other as they never could as boys. One of the grads, Peter Jones, turned their emotional reunions into the documentary Fortunate Sons, which debuts Wednesday on PBS stations and PBS.org. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So let's talk about this moment in history. Today marks 40 years since explorers found the wreckage from the Titanic on the ocean floor. Former Navy officer Robert Ballard and French oceanographer Jean-Louis Michel discovered the hull of an unmanned submersible named Argo. The Argo sent photographs back to a rescue research ship. And on September 1st, the submersible passed over one of the Titanic's massive boilers, 13,000 feet below the surface. The next day, it discovered the body of the ship. The Titanic sank in 1912. Well, people were out celebrating Black culture this weekend at the African American Cultural Festival in downtown Raleigh. Oh yes, the entertainment lineup for the final day yesterday included DJ sets, club cardio, and comedy. The festival is an experience with family-friendly activities, visual artists, and craft and food vendors. We did ask some of the festival goers why they made it out to the event.
A good culture, as the food especially. And my granddaughter's first time, she wanted to know what it was like. So we was like, okay, we'll definitely go this time.
I love the cultural part of it. Beautiful T-shirts, historical paraphernalia, and just the atmosphere. Just the atmosphere is really beautiful.
WRAL is a proud media sponsor of this event, and they had some good weather, Chris, this weekend, and we sure do once again today.
Yeah, really. I mean, we've been so fortunate over the past few days to get a break from the heat that we had all June and July. Out the door this morning, Durham's at 57, Goldsboro's at 63, Cary, Rocky Mount, Garner, and Holly Springs all at 60 degrees. So this cool down, all courtesy of high pressure off toward the north. In the northern hemisphere, the wind around high pressure is clockwise. So this is coming in out of the northeast, keeping our temperatures below average and suppressing any widespread rain. All that means a picture-perfect Labor Day for you. Midday temperatures, they'll be in the mid-70s. High temperatures in the upper 70s this afternoon. Evening temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. And then out the door tomorrow morning, it's going to be somewhat of a similar feel to what we woke up to earlier this morning, with Raleigh and Benton at the bus stop, 57 degrees. Areas like Lewisburg at 54, Roxborough at 51. So it's that early fall feel that we get both tomorrow morning and Wednesday morning, but that changes heading into the later part of the week with morning temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. We'll get a breeze that then shifts. It comes out of the southwest, gives us enough moisture for some scattered showers and storms. And then a separate front comes in behind that. This one initially looked like it was going to blow past the area and we'd get much cooler, but now it's trending farther to the north and west. And what that means is we may actually warm up a little bit more heading into the upcoming weekend. So it goes to show you how a shift in miles can really ultimately change what we feel here at home. And that's the case this coming weekend. So really nice and comfortable for the next 3 days. Then as we head toward Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, humidity is going to be up a little bit. Morning lows in the 60s, afternoon highs in the upper 80s. So don't go closing the pools just yet. You may actually get a couple good days by Friday and Saturday.
That's right. Thanks, Chris. Yeah. Before we go to break, here's a look at the winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and the latest headlines next.